for you to live healthy, you have to know there is these things. Come on, you have to pass up the stress and the emotions or the things. But at the point in time, but the question is, what if your body has been speaking, but you have only been treating the symptoms, but you have not even treated the body straight? I think that's one of the things people doesn't really give impact of, because
It happens a lot.
it happens a lot, because once you notice the body give the symptoms, what we have
So let me talk about the personal experience I had in, I think, 2 years ago, 2024. I've been in and out of the hospital like every month, battling multiple and repeated malaria. So I got tired about the fourth visit to the hospital in the first half of the year. And I met a young doctor then, and he sat me down. He said he had reviewed my results for the past 8 months. I've been going in and out of the hospital. And there's no particular issue that I have that's serious that had made me repeatedly be visiting the hospital. He now said, you want to ask me 2 questions? I said, go ahead. He said, when my pocket is filled up, do I feel sick? I said, oh, hold on a bit. I don't feel sick. He said, so when you have a bit of financial lack or your pocket is low, how do you feel? I said, most of the times, those are the times I feel the need to visit. So he was not trying to connect my emotions to my physical wellness. So whenever my emotions are balanced, I'm okay as a man. I have things in my pocket. I feel okay. I feel good. But whenever I have this little dip financially, I feel weak. So there's a connect between the physical body and the emotions, the mental wellness. So, and the body, the funny thing is the body listens. When you speak to your body, your emotions speak to the body, the body will feel that something is going on. When your your emotions speak positively to the body, the body feels alright. And so there's a connect between the body and physical body and the emotions.
But looking at it, there's most time the physical body might have what you want at that point in time. But the emotions connecting to the physical. Now, take for instance, like the example you rightly gave right now. The doctor asks you if there's cash for you. I say there's cash. And he said, okay, sometimes you feel so.
When I have cash in my pocket, I feel good.
You feel good.
But when I don't have enough,
there's issues.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if you look at them as humans, there are some people that have that cash with them and their emotions is their problem. You understand? I don't know if I'm making sense.
Of course.
Because it comes in different form. You have the cash that keeps the emotions moving. And now, sometimes cash might be there, but the emotions, there's still something deep inside. It's still affecting that emotions. And sometimes you notice that both of them are not connecting. You understand? It might connect for some people, and it might not connect for some people.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
No problem. Wow. Oh, well, if you're feeling this and you are in love with what you are hearing so far, so good, bet me, I will like you to do these 3 things: like, comment, and share to your beloved one, because tomorrow is going to be Val, and they need to know things about emotion and physical wellness. I think that's one of the important things. Like he said, the doctor asked him, let me consult him, that if you have, like, is your pocket sick? And he said no. And when the pocket is sick, it means kind of sickness. And that is where this next question comes, saying, what are the most common source of emotional stress today? Like, what do you think are the emotional, cause of emotional stress this week? Is it work? Is it finance? Is it relationship or expectation? I think okay. I think like he has to go, because
he has no experience.
I think yes, he has no experience. We're looking at it from the perspective. I'm trying to pick this from human resources. We're looking at it like, let's try to balance it, because sometimes
So you said work,
finance, relationship, and expectation. Which of them?
Now,
or if possible, sir, can you just categorize, like, maybe like, okay, 4 to 5 from, like, stage, just stage like that?
or from the work.
Yeah.
Work, the emotions can also come from work.
Definitely.
When much stress.
Okay.
Now, and that depends on how you manage the stress at a point in time. Now, different tasks might be given to you to handle. Now, coming from the position as a human resources, we are bound to manage humans, manage the job itself. So you have to use them wisdom to
Strike a balance.
strike a balance for all of them as the work aspect. Now, second one then relationship. Relationship. Now, you're married. I'm married. Now,
I'm single. Sha.
I've been married for about 18 years right now. Now, a whole lot of things has happened over the years. I try to manage the whole relationship so that everything will work to this moment. Now, the emotions come, they come at a point in time, but I still manage so that everything will go
In line.
Now, for the
Finance
aspect, finance aspect is not easy because it's not easy because ups and downs.
It's up and down, yes.
And now that one comes to them, it generates them expectation. Now, the finance, you're expected to do this, and the finance is not forthcoming. It will affect the emotion. I need to do this, I need to do this. How am I going to do it? The whole system is stabilized at that point in time because the finance is not there to give you what you want at that point in time to handle that situation at that point in time. So you'll be distressed. That's where distress comes in. That's where frustration comes in. So it now sounds as if your expectations are not met. Deal with your expectations at that point in time. I think
Okay. I think the best, like I enjoy the part.
Yeah.
You're breaking it down from the work, relationship, then from finance and expectation.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
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 I would be speaking for the singles as well. Just
Yes, sir. They were single, just a single in the comment section, please.
because when you talk about stress and meeting expectation, it starts from home. You know, there's this popular saying now that is there love at home?
Yeah.
Are you feeling love at home? So even before you get married, first talk as a married individual, married person. From when you are even a single person, you have love at home. So when you have love at home, you'll be able to deal with all the stress from work to the finance to the expectation because no two heads are equal.
That's true.
And no two people can get the same result at the same time. So when there is love at home, when you are not married, and when you now proceed to be married, and there's still love at home when you are married, you'll be able to manage the stress well enough from the expectation. The expectation comes from home.
Yeah.
It is when there's no stress from home and you are being respected, you are being given the time to fail and try again. You feel relaxed, you'll not be stressed. So when you meet those expectations as that, when you are able to meet, there's no pressure from home. When you get to your work, you're able to manage the stress well enough. And go to finances. It also affects your finances, it affects your relationship, it affects your work. So everything starts from home. When the stress is not much from home, whether you're single or you're married, you'll be able to manage all the stress at work, on your finance, your expectations, and your relationship with everybody. Let me go back to my definition of good health. When I said it has to be a complete state of physical,
Emotion.
the mental, and social. That's it. So you see people when they're at work, they just be grumpy. They'll be backing at people because they are not healthy. They think they're physically healthy, but they're not emotionally healthy, and they're not socially healthy. You see people, the stress they have from work, they transfer it to home. They transfer it from the stress they have from home. They transfer it to work. So that's why I say everything starts and stops from having and getting love from home, whether you are married or you are single.
I like your explanation, Mr.
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Dr. Ahmed.
Dr. Ahmed. Now, then everything boils down to management. The way you manage your work, the way you manage your relationship, the way you manage
The finances.
the way you manage the expectation when it comes. Now, talking about that stress itself, there are sometimes for me when there are issues at home and I'm leaving home to work or to go elsewhere. What I'm trying to do? The moment I step out of that my door, I drop down to go issue. Understand? And by stepping out, I'm a free man entirely, as if nothing happened. Because so that I can be able to concentrate wherever I'm going to. And that's my advice to a whole lot of men out there. You understand? When you have issues, when you're stressed from home, I urge you, if you're not doing it, just please give it a try. The moment you step out of your house, drop that issue out of home, move on and see nothing is happening. You understand? So I can be able to concentrate. Because most people out there, because of the stress that they face at home or at work, something happens to them when they're going back home or when they're going to work. Because their emotions, emotionally, physically, they are not mentally, they are not okay. You understand? So you just have to learn to manage anything better.
Well, I think once we cover the four of it, that is the money, finance, relationship, and expectation, is when you have the ability of managing them. Yes, the ability of managing them. Because one, if you don't know how to manage them, no. I think if that's when when there's lack of management, these questions come in. You see, why do many people ignore emotional stress until their body breaks down? I think if I should answer that, I think it's lack of management towards them. Because once you cannot manage it, no. I think anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
When the stress comes, take for example, having issues with your boss at work, you understand? And you leave your boss office and then probably after that issue, go back to your office. I expect you to just drop that shoulder point in time. And
Seek the solution on the next move.
let's move. And maybe advise you to some go back and do that something immediately, get back to work. Forget about the shouting and move on and concentrate because
Just focus on the job.
focus on the job and do what you got to do. The same thing goes on when you have issues too. Don't allow that thing happening at home to weigh you down. You understand? Try to manage at that point in time, and or you seek advice.
So let me just add a few quiz to
Okay.
that. And everything boils down to understanding of what the health means. Like I said, people ignore the emotions, the mental, and the social part of wellness. They feel when they're physically okay, you can go, you can come, you can bend, they can rise, they feel they are healthy. So people, especially in this part of the world, people don't put enough importance into their social and their emotional well-being. That's why they ignore it until they are now physically down. And now think, oh, I think I'm having this. After tests, there's no malaria, there's no typhoid, there's no BP issue, there's no blood sugar issue. So what's not the issue? That's not even now come back to checking your emotions. Meanwhile, checking the emotions and the mental wellness is part of the total well-being. So people ignore that fact at this part of the world until they're not physically down. That's when they now trace it back to being emotionally or mentally unwell.
Which means for them to to avoid lack of management, they need to have understanding about
the emotions,
the emotions and that. Okay, I think this question is we're going to the doctor. I think you have to be the right person to answer this question. Okay, so what physical symptoms can chronic stress trigger?
So let me even start by defining what stress is and the type of stress we have. We just say stress. What is stress? We all know stress. The stress is an action or reaction that brings a fight or flight response from you. When we say fight or flight, it's the same response you have to fighting. You have to want to flight fleet away from something. So there's something we call stress hormone, the cortisol and the adrenaline, which
What is unbelievable?
secreted
Ultimate academy.
combination of nature and science. So the stress hormones are secreted, the cortisol and adrenaline, when you are being stressed. So why I said there are two types of stress. You have the good stress and the bad stress. The good stress is for survival. Like you're preparing for exam, you have to read overnight, you're stressing yourself, but you will get
A good result.
results. You're trying to survive. Those ones are good stress. You're trying to prepare for an interview. It's a stress, but it's a good stress. It's for survival. But the bad stress, those ones are short term. Good stress are short term. Okay, you want to prepare for an exam in 2 weeks' time. You want to read hard for 2 weeks. I want to study hard for 2 weeks. That stress is a good stress. It's short term stress. You want to prepare for an interview. Yeah, it has a time limit.
Yeah.
But when you now come to the bad stress, they are long term stress. The stressors will not leave you alone. And now we hear press the neck. So those stress, they are the bad stress. And the things you will observe for you to know that this stress, the bad stress, is that when you get tired,
Yeah.
they start resting enough. Some people will sleep 8 hours. They'll still wake up the following morning. They will still feel tired, feel brain fog. This one is a type of a bad stress. Other symptoms you feel is you getting sick
Yeah.
many times, frequently. Like I said,
Heart problem.
yeah. Like I said, in the experience I had in 2 years ago, when I was getting sick, like every month, I was clocking in and clocking out of the hospital every month, treating so-called malaria. And you're getting sick frequently, and you're not getting ill enough. Your healing is slow.
Yeah.
It's like it's a sign of being too stressed mentally. It's not just physical well. So when you have this feeling of tiredness, despite resting enough, feeling of frequent sickness and not healing enough, it's a sign of stress. When you have cardiovascular issues, like heart tightness, when your heart is tight, you have breathlessness, or you are even having difficulty to breathe, or you are even having fast breathing, palpitations. Those are signs of. You don't even disturb yourself. Just try to cool down, try to realign, try to recalibrate yourself. You just feel the oneness in you. So all those are signs of stress. Another example is when you have digestive issue, constipation, indigestion, or you can trace ulcers to being stressed. You can trace irregular menstruation for the female.
Yeah, for stress.
Infertility, so stress. It's not even rocket science. When you are stressed, you will not perform well in the other room as a man. So you can trace sexual incompetence, infertility issues, menstruation issue, blood pressure issue, even diabetes, diabetes, migraines. Exactly. You can trace them back to being stressed and emotional imbalance.
You understand? Because when those things come, when they come up, you are not settled.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but the system is not settled.
But system is not settled. So you need to check yourself so that all those things will not trigger themselves anytime. So that's why you need to regular checkup at any point in time. But in this side of the country, we lack checkup.
Definitely. We lack checkup a lot.
People are scared. They know more about their health.
Because you feel strong. And let me continue doing. I'm fine. Until something triggers, they now understand the heart. So how come? How does it come up? But when you go for regular checkup, that's why the developed world are far more better than
100%.
because they check it themselves at any point in time.
Periodically.
Then we just feel that okay, why do I have to go to hospital to that check? There's nothing wrong with it now.
Okay, let me add a pinch of salt to what I've said.
Yeah.
I want to make sure the female gender are well represented in this conversation, even if we don't have one of them here.
Yeah.
So there's a common thing that most ladies go through, which is hormonal imbalance.
Yeah.
And I can assure you, most of the hormonal imbalance issues I've come across are directly related to being emotionally stress. Some people, they don't need any medications, they don't need any supplements. What they need is to calm down, recalibrate, and just reset. So hormonal imbalance is largely connected to being emotionally stressed and emotionally imbalanced. You can see hormonal imbalance, emotional imbalance. They go pari passu.
That is it.
Which means for you to have a very good health,
You have to put your emotions.
you have to put your emotion first. So.
Check.
Which means, like, let me pick one of you. You have to recalibrate in case your calibrator is not, the phone is not. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. See, if you are on this live show and you haven't shared and you haven't commented and you haven't asked a question, I'm telling you, you are missing a lot because one, live here, your question will be answered. And if your question are not be touched, definitely on the next live, your question and answer will be brought to the live section. So now let's go to the next question. Now, have you noticed that during intense emotions section, your body feels weaker or more sensitive?
Sure. True. That's 100%. Like I said, you cannot even separate your emotional wellness from your overall wellness, overall well-being. Like I said, health has 3 factors. Don't forget, you can take that from this section. The PMS, the physical well-being, the mental well-being, and the social well-being. If any one of them is missing, you are not healthy. So if there is an iota of imbalance or iota of lopsidedness in your emotional well-being, it will affect your physical wellness. It will affect your mental wellness. It will affect your social wellness because you just be nagging, you just be shouting, you just be back. Simple things that just needed little explanation and you just move away. Simple things that need just little communication and you just get along. You just get unnecessarily angry and just flare up. So you cannot separate your emotional wellness from your total well-being.
Wow.
Yeah, inseparable.
Wow. Do you have anything to say? Because I think I'm getting more knowledge on this and it's getting me wow. To be honest, I wish this section is not going to come to an end, but we still have a lot.
Let's go.
And they're still coming again. Yes, in fact, before this, we have to come again. We have to come again because I'm in love with this, and I can tell you 100%. If you're out there and you're in a relationship, or you are married, or you are still on the road to marriage,
you are singly married,
and you are singly married, or you are married single, or you are single to soup, or you are single in a relationship, you need this. You need to know all this. You need to learn how to manage your stress, your emotional stress, the PMX, the physical, mental, and social. I think that is very important. And you also need to make use of your health because your health, matters a lot. Okay, let's go to second to the last question. You say, so how could we prevent emotional stress from damaging our physical health? Wow.
Yeah, we need advice, professional, to encourage you, to advise you on what to do as regards your emotion. You understand? Because this professionals they understand what stress is all about. You understand? So when you meet a professional or a therapist, they will explain to you, advise you on how to manage the emotion, the stress, at that point in time. This is how I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do. Make sure it's done with you, make sure it's done with you. And by so doing, anything flows well for me.
Okay, let me take it from there and talk more about the professional and
I think that's one of the causes. Stress.
Provost will say, stress your stressor.
Yeah, it's a stress.
So before you can stress your stressor, you have to understand your stressor. Because if you don't understand your stressor, because the stressor is well versed in the aspect of stressing you. So before you can now retaliate and overpower your stress, you have to understand the stressor. Having said that, talking from a professional point of view, I like to work with acronyms because it's thick. better. You can see Matthew just grab the PMS now from the total well-being, the physical, the mental. So when I talk about acronym, I talk about the LNN.
Okay.
What does L stand for? L stands for lifestyle.
Okay.
You cannot take care of your emotions. You cannot control your emotions. You cannot manage your emotions in your world without taking care of your lifestyle. Number one is this. There's something we call breathing exercise. You have to inculcate this breathing exercise into your daily activity, not only in the morning. You can do it anytime, even when you are tense, when you have difficult decisions to make. Just breathe in and breathe out with your mouth. Those few seconds you've given yourself will give you enough time to make the right decision. Don't just jump to retaliate. Don't just jump to respond. Don't just jump to conclusion. Just have a breather. Breathe in and breathe out. And in those few seconds, it makes a lot of difference in our day-to-day decisions making, activities, and emotional bust up and emotional management. So when you do this breathing exercise, it takes care of a lot of your emotional downtime and uptime. Another thing about the lifestyle is when you watch what you eat, it's part of lifestyle. You have to avoid a lot of refined sugar, processed food, all of these things, they affect our emotions. People don't know that you are what you eat. What you eat affects how you react emotionally, mentally, and physically. All these things happens to control our emotional well-being. Another part of the lifestyle you have to monitor is to have little stretches. You don't need to go to the gym. I tell people you don't need to eat the street and start jogging before you are physically, mentally, and emotionally well. You have to do little stretches, stretch your shoulders, stretch your arms, stretch your legs. And another thing is meditation. When you meditate, the things you've done wrong today, you can correct tomorrow. When you meditate, the things you did wrong yesterday, you can make it better today. So when you meditate, it will improve your emotional wellness. And last thing I want to talk about is people to practice gratitude. When you practice gratitude, number one, the same kindness, the same forgiveness you want to show people. Show yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Forgive yourself. And when you are able to practice gratitude, you thank God for the things going well for you. You'll be able to manage the not so good things going in your life. So the other parts, I said L and N. So the other N is the nutritional balance. You have to eat well. Take a lot of nutrients. You can get them from nuts, from seeds. So like magnesium, it has a lot of benefit. The cashew nuts, the almond nuts, you can get from even the seeds, the chia seed, the pumpkin seed. They are highly rich in magnesium. And also take a lot of whole grain, brown rice. They are better than this our factory made rice. Another thing is go on vegetables. Take a lot of green veggies, spinach. Wonderful source of magnesium as well. You can cook them, you can juice them, you can add them to your smoothie and all that. All these things we make sure your body is in the right frame of mind, not only physically, but also mentally and socially. And the last N is what I call natural support or natural remedies. This one you can reach out to me. I can share my handle on TikTok, and so that I can give you the natural remedies that you can incorporate in your lifestyle, make you emotionally well, physically well, mentally well, and also socially well.
You know, I really like your explanation. You know, everything boils down to um, getting professional help. You understand? You are a professional, and this advice for you, even everyone, you understand? they can
Make use of it.
make use of it, and also the management too. On
It's
how you-
key.
the skill to manage this whole stress,
Stress and pain.
emotional issue. You understand? It helps a lot, and I think it will go a long way for each and every one of us.
Definitely.
Wow. That's
Wow. I think in case you are missing the LNN, let me break it down again. The L is the lifestyle, the N is the nutrition, which I know that before you leave here today, son chronic will see me. Is that Lawa? But yes, second to the last one, which I think that's one of the things you have to say, which is what early symptoms should never be ignored. What are the symptoms you see? Like one of the symptoms that you see, like you once you see the symptoms, you don't need to ignore it. You need to just attack it out. Stop. The message. No, I think that's one of the things people, most of the, in fact, let me see, the blacks we ignore, and I think that's one of the things that I always someone made a statement yesterday, and I think it relates to what you said about if your pocket is sick. The person said something. Okay, um, can you get to someone within period of time? The person said, no, I will try. But then the next question will come is, if you have this internal issue, are you going to tell me that within this period of time, people are not going to raise money for you? Which means, if you say you cannot get this certain amount of money within the period of time, which means you are lazy to move forward, which means your health as a thing is something you need to take as the way you also take over. So now the question is now, what are the early symptoms you as a person have to see to just know?
So I've mentioned those in my previous conversations that when you get tired, even having rest, in stress.
Like that one,
When you have pain, you have headaches, and you cannot even explain the cause of it. It's like migraine is a sign of being stressed. Another issue is your heart health. It could be tight. I will give you a few exercises you can, physical therapy you can do to correct your
just in case you are writing that down. Now see, remember the constitutional field is there.
So the cardiovascular health, it could be heart tightness, it could be lack of breathlessness, and it could even be multiple too fast palpitation. You are breathing too fast. Some people have had checkup for some people, and their heartbeat is getting to 130, 140 per minute, which is over the board. So all these things are simple and classical symptoms of being stressed. When you are eating and you are not getting the nutrient in your skin, you're having dry skin, your food is not broken down well, you're having constipation, you're having indigestion, and this will also lead to diabetes at the long run. It's also lead to insulin resistance. All these things, they are symptoms of being stressed. When you are, as a lady, I don't want the ladies to be left out because they are not represented here. As a lady, if you're having menstrual irregularities, it's also as a result of stress. If you're having hormonal imbalance, one of the leading causes of hormonal imbalance is also stress. As a man, if you're not functioning well in the other room, you are not sexually upright. Those are symptoms you can easily relate or lead and come from being emotionally stressed.
Also fall sleep.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. You need to sleep well. You notice some people they don't sleep at night. They just sleep for 1 hour or thereabouts.
And they're up again.
And they're up again. And throughout those hours before morning, they are thinking.
Yeah.
They are worried.
They are worried about one thing or the other, and also worried about why they are not sleeping. Understand? They are first. That's stress on its own. Because now, when that poor sleep comes, you can't think right. You're totally strong.
Yeah, disoriented.
Disoriented. Because now they affect the whole system, they affect your whole emotional system. So we need to try and get more sleep.
Yeah. I think that was one of the best advice. You need to get more sleep. And I think one of the health tips also says stay away from your phone at night.
Yeah.
Stay away from your phone. And if possible, you can put your phone in the parlor, be in the room. No,
Just to buttress your point, some people think they are pressing their phone at night because they're not able to sleep. They fail to realize that pressing the phone is one of the major reasons for them not able to fall asleep. So they felt it's because they are pressing phone, because they cannot sleep. That is why they turn their cause to effect. They fail to know that the effect is the cause. So pressing the phone is the cause of your lack of proper sleep and insomnia.
So yeah. Wow. Okay, before we dive into the last question for today, I want you to understand this from one of the tips you were giving on how our body, okay, on how we can prevent stress, from damaging our physical health. And I'll be talking about three, which is six breathing exercise. You breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. That's one. And little stretch, little stretch. I think one of the things you can also use, you can go on your Play Store and download home workout with start, listen, that one helps. I think I've been doing that for the past few days and I'm feeling it in my body. And the last one is practice gratitude, self-appreciation, appreciate yourself, appreciate yourself as a person. I think these three will go a long way for us, and I think that will help us to also know how to manage our work, finance, relationship,
And
and expectation. Because without this thing, without this exercise, be taken step by step, I'm telling you, there's a breakdown on the road. Okay, final question before we end to the questions today live stream. The question said, I think this one, I wanted to shift to what I'm seeing here, but it's still the truth. Well, still, I still love you. Like I'm enjoying myself. Okay, so what earthly coping mechanism can reduce emotional stress before it becomes physical illness?
So I would round up this question with a wonderful quote.
Okay.
And I would say emotions, they're actually invisible. You can't see massive physical effects on our health. Take that to the bank. So you don't take your emotions for granted. So what are the coping mechanisms that can reduce the effects of emotional stress before it becomes physical? I've all these answers I've dropped them in the course of my of answers. Like I said, I go back to the L and your lifestyle. You have to modify it if it's not going well to suit your mental and emotional wellness. Your nutrition is very, very important. You are what you eat. We are what we eat. What you eat is who you are, because they make up the cells and your organs, your tissue and your systems. So everything you eat comes down to the cellular level, to the tissue level, to the organ level, and system level. So what you eat matters a lot in not only your physical wellness, also your mental wellness and your social wellness. I think the emotional wellness is still under mental wellness. So, and the last end is when I talk about the natural remedies, and that one you have to pay for consultation.
Yeah, that one collect money. Nothing. Okay, first and foremost, I will say appreciation to we on the decks here, starting from Dr. Lawal, Ahmed, for your time. Really appreciate you. I also say Dr. Michael for your time, even with the art, I appreciate. But trust me, on Optimal Talk Show, we are still going to break them down, which is we are still going to talk about something that has to do with our emotion and our physical life and our health life too, and especially our social life. But expecting them, don't worry, it might be next month, it might be next 2 months, it might be next 3 months. But don't worry, stay tuned as they come. But quickly, I want to say this. Tomorrow is what we call Kedu Gala Night at Optizi Hotel. Hey, if you miss this one, not come on glass face. If you miss this one,
Me, I come up too.
you snooze. If you miss one, you snooze. But in addition to that, Optimal Academy, the admission is on there, and I can tell you, we have a beneficiary here, which I'm happy I brought in here online to also come and speak with us. This is Dr. Ahmed Lawal. This Dr. Ahmed Lawal, very quick person. I don't know how you're going to not know how you feel.
Wow.
Wow.
It was a wonderful experience.
Wow.
a eye opener. You know, when you have things in you and you don't know how to
Go about it.
how to express yourself. And Optima, it's a big elephant
Mm.
that anybody can tap whatever they want from it. It depends on your own life group.
Yeah.
So I came into Optima Academy and I went out as a different being. It reshaped how I see the world, what I want to get out of the world, and more importantly, how I want to impact the world. All my life, I've been about trying to help people, but I've been thinking the only way I can help people is by giving cash out financially. But coming to Optima has opened my inner eye that wow, I can actually do a lot more even without giving any penny to people. So there's no how you want to spend 5 minutes with me and your life will not be better with the things you will hear from me.
Yes.
Courtesy Optima Academy. So Optima Academy has reshaped my life and I'm glad that I came. And now I'm more impactful and supporting the society at large. The great people they said the best legacy you can leave is to leave the world better than how you met it. And I can assure you, if nobody comes across me, no matter how young or old you are,
Yeah.
poor or rich you are, educated or unlettered you are, you have to gain a thing or two from me. That's all I can say for now.
Wow. Just in case you want to know, you see, one of the best students back then in the Optima Academy 2025 section is Isila. Sorry, my bad.
It's the last
It's last year. Doctor this year, Doctor Ahmed Lawal. Definitely, he has been like, no, if just in case you want to reach out to him, you can reach out to us and we can get you can direct you to him. He's very friendly and he's ready to help. Like he said, the natural remedy. So just in case you need a natural remedy, that's why I say this. And appreciate to the HR Optima consult. I really appreciate, like, even with the time schedule, we just have like a big man just take a whole lot of time. I really appreciate. But definitely we are still going to bring you up next time. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, viewers, hope you love this. And just in case you miss this, you can say no. And if you still want to go back to it, you can still click the save button, pin it, and again, you can go to our YouTube and watch it. And you can also follow us on all our social media platforms, and you can also, drop your questions, and we'll answer them live and direct on our next talk show.